Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Another day of high emotions on the campus of Michigan State University. Students returned to a crime scene to get their belongings 2 days after 3 fellow Spartans were shot and killed. 5 others were critically hurt. It's a live look at that growing memorial on campus.
About 4 miles away down Michigan Avenue, students saying enough is enough took their anger straight to lawmakers at the state capitol.
We keep our focus on the victims, Brian Frazier, Ariel Anderson, and Alex Verner. We are learning more about one student still fighting for her life in the hospital.
Thanks for being with us at 5. I'm Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devin Skillian. Team coverage live from East Lansing here in a moment. We're going to start, though, with today's most recent developments. 5 students still all in critical condition at Sparrow Hospital. Vigils are set for tonight on the campuses of both Michigan State and the University of Michigan to pray for those 5 and remember those 3 lives that were lost.
In about an hour, students will gather at the Rock at MSU, and at 7, the vigil in Ann Arbor will begin at U of M's Diag.
Tomorrow morning at 10, police at Michigan State will update the investigation for us. We will carry that live for you on Local 4 and Local 4 Plus.
And we got a chance to speak directly with police and the FBI today as students were allowed back into the student union.
They were there to pick up anything left behind in that panic as the shooter opened fire. Sean Lay is at the student union there on campus. Another tough day, Sean.
Extremely tough. I'll never forget the look on the faces of those students as they exited today the student union. Look, these students, of more than 100 of them, had to run from the student union Monday night when they heard those gunshots. Today was the first chance they had to walk back through those doors, as you say, to retrieve the things that they dropped when those shots were fired. For many, it was like reliving the trauma all over again.
It's scary. There's more FBI agents in there than I thought I'd ever see. But they talked us out and identified what we needed, and they brought us back inside.
Very hard to go back.
Yeah.
I met Rob, Tyson, Andrew, and Bryce as they walked out of the student union for the first time since Monday when they were inside, heard shots, and ran for their lives. Going back in today was traumatic.
Feels like we were eating there like 5 minutes ago. To go back in there and see this, just got shell shocked.
Next, my one-on-one interview with FBI Special Agent in charge of Michigan, Jim Taraska, who describes for us how the FBI has a team inside to help this extremely hard process of students going back in.
Throughout the union building, there are laptops, phones, backpacks in place where students were working. So we will get each student in there today to recover their items, and they're right where they left them, and we'll provide them mental health support if they would like it.
Now I'll take you inside the investigation. This photo of the gunman, captured by new MSU cameras put in place after the Brendan Santos missing case. During the shooting spree, MSU investigators rushed to check all of the cameras.
Literally going through frame by frame, making use of the times of sequence of events, and saw it. They recognized it as soon as we were confident that had some potential. It was released.
It was released. The police chief here at MSU tells me once it was released, immediately they got a call from the public that the person in that photo could be found on foot 4.5 miles from campus. Police started to close in, then found his body dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Devin, Kimberly, at 6 o'clock, and continue to work on sources telling us that 2 guns were found with that gunman. We asked the police chief here at MSU about that. And also one student, when to share his story with me, he says he had the shelter in place at Parkland, Florida 5 years ago, and then Monday night run from the gunfire here. Back to you.
Unreal. All right, Sean, we will see you again at 6. Most of the students at Michigan State have been trained, though, as kind of alluding to what Sean just mentioned, been trained since childhood now on how to handle an active shooter situation. But that's a reality that they say needs to change.
Hundreds of students took their frustrations to the state capitol in Lansing, demanding lawmakers do something to stop the gun violence. Grant Herms is live, and Grant, that group is now walking to the Rock ahead of that vigil.
Yeah, Kimberly, Devin, a lot of the people here were at that rally in Lansing today. Right now is a memorial for those 3 victims of Monday night's shooting. There are hundreds of people here from across all walks of campus life. Students in band jackets, coming in jerseys, coming in all of their green and white gear. But today, those students who made their way to the Capitol building for a sit-down protest, take a listen to what they had to say to lawmakers. Hundreds of MSU students rallying today at the state capitol for a sit-down protest, calling on lawmakers to set aside their differences and get to work on new gun laws.
Listen to us. We aren't a statistic. This has happened far too many times in our nation.
This is the least I could do. As somebody that's not in any organizations or anything like that, I'm just me. As a student at MSU, I'm just tired.
New gun safety laws were a promised priority for the new democratically controlled government. In her State of the State, Governor Gretchen Whitmer promising to do more with universal background checks, safe storage laws, and so-called red flag laws, which have been shown to work in even deeply Republican states.
But we must do more. So the world our kids inherit is not more violent than the one we inhabit now.
The rally was emotional. Many students in tears, hugging one another. Many saying they were angry and exhausted. And they had a message for lawmakers.
Be prepared to be opposed to and be prepared to lose. You will be removed, or you will not have your office when the next election arises. We are here to fight.
Now, a few of the hardest moments during that rally actually came from nearby construction, where there were loud popping noises that sent a lot of shock and a lot of fear through the crowd, as well as sirens that went by. You could see the mood really changed as that ambulance drove by, obviously going to something else in Lansing today. Now, this crowd that's here behind me and that we're actually standing in the middle of will be walking to the Rock here in just a few minutes, and we will be walking with them. I'll be back with you at 6 o'clock. Back to you.
A bunch of passionate students, and understandably so. Grant, we appreciate your report tonight.
This is Guadalupe Huapia Perez, one of the 5 students still in the hospital after the shooting. Her family says she's a hospitality business major, a junior, with a long road of recovery ahead of her. Jacqueline Francis live at Sparrow Hospital with an update on the victims. Jacqueline.
Devin, all 5 of the victims remain in critical condition at Sparrow Hospital. At this time, the university is choosing not to release their names, but one family is coming forward identifying their loved one with a GoFundMe campaign. This is Guadalupe Huapia Perez. She is one of the 5 Michigan State University students fighting for their lives after being shot Monday night. In the GoFundMe campaign created by her older sister, it says Guadalupe, or Lupe, is a junior studying hospitality business and is part of the university's College Assistance Migrant Program. Her family immediately came to East Lansing from their home in South Florida to be by Lupe's side after the shooting. When it comes to her condition, her sister writes, quote, "She is a long way from returning to us as she was. Doctors tell us that even in improving conditions, the process for a full recovery will take months of care and subsequent rehabilitation." The family started the GoFundMe to help with medical expenses. Their goal of $50,000 was far exceeded in a matter of hours. As the Spartan nation and world wraps their arms around Lupe and her family, the university put out a statement Wednesday informing the public they will not be releasing or confirming the names of the hospitalized students at this time out of respect for their families. At last check, that GoFundMe for Guadalupe's family has raised more than $260,000. That's more than 5 times the goal they set out for yesterday. We put a link to that GoFundMe on our website, clickondetroit.com. Reporting live in Lansing, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
In such a short period of time, but really not surprising given the outpouring that we've seen. All right, Jacqueline, our coverage of the shooting will continue here over this next 90 minutes of news.
At 5:30, our Christy McDonald reports from inside the state capitol as lawmakers promise change is coming after this shooting. And at 6, a new investigation into the shooter's past.
All right, a Local 4 update now. A woman wanted for a hit-and-run crash that killed a Michigan State student agrees to return to the United States. Police say Tuptim Sue Housen hit 22-year-old Benjamin Cable on New Year's Day in Oakland Township and then drove off. Police say days later, she flew to Thailand on a one-way ticket. Well, Howson now says she plans to return home to the U.S. to face charges and is expected to be back by Sunday.
Sad news from the world of Hollywood today. Raquel Welch, a veteran actress with more than 70 film and TV credits, has passed away. Her manager says she died in Los Angeles this morning after a brief illness. Welch was 82.
Been a very windy day across Metro Detroit. We've got video of downed power lines and tree limbs in Royal Oak. In fact, we've checked recently 37,000 DTE customers without power due to the high winds.
All right, forewarned meteorologist Kim Adams is tracking the wind and another change in the weather on the way too, Kim.
That's right. And here's how those power outages break down. The majority of power outages are where you see in yellow, which is Wayne County. If you look up here, that's around 20 to 25,000 people without power. And then the turquoise or lighter blue indicates areas where it's about 5 to 7,000 people without power in each of those counties. And here's the reason why, and especially why Wayne County has seen more power outages, not just because it's a denser population, but also because the winds have been highest in Wayne County. 43-mile-per-hour gusts still at this hour, even though we're no longer under a wind advisory. It is still really gusty out there with wind gusts at Metro at 40 miles per hour. Earlier this afternoon, we had a reported 60-mile-per-hour wind gust at Metro Airport. So again, that explains why Wayne County has the higher concentration of power outages, but high winds have been prevalent across the entire state of Michigan. Next, we have a severe weather risk down to our south. It's not going to impact Metro Detroit as far as thunderstorms, but we go under a winter weather advisory tomorrow for Livingston, Oakland, and Macomb counties, as we expect just about everything tomorrow: rain, freezing rain, and snow. More in the forecast coming up.
All right, Kim.